Welcome back to Overtime. A bright spot and a down day for tech. SentinelOne, the cybersecurity company, raising its annual sales forecast after its Q3 guide came in above estimates. Annualized recurring revenue rose 24% to $1 billion. That's why it's up 7%. Joining me now in exclusive interview is SentinelOne co-founder and CEO, Tomer Weingarten. Tomer, good to see you. So execution, a big theme here, but also somewhat AI. How are these threats in an emerging AI world emerging, and how is that driving demand for your product?
Well, AI is accelerating everything. So obviously it's accelerating also what attackers and adversaries can do. We're seeing that companies are trying to also adopt AI, and that creates even more risk for them, especially with the current state of security for these, LLM models. They are just not as primed for production usage. And I think this is where security becomes this, incredibly important pillar to ever get these solutions to be production grade. So these are things that we're absolutely benefiting from. Our AI offerings are designed to get folks to a secure adoption of generative AI. And I think that's part of the uptick here.
So in what way is this introducing vulnerabilities? Are these code assistants writing insecure code?
It's a lot of data leakage. It's a lot of non-accurate production, I would say. If you kind of think about, everything that's happening right now with AI, this need for security, the need to know that what the model is doing for you is predictable and has the proper guardrails is just an imperative. And then the data that people share with that model can also often lead to leakage. If there's no control over what employees are putting into these models, into these applications, it becomes a nightmare for enterprises trying to wrangle what is being put into these models, both for sanctioned usage, but also for complete shadow AI unsanctioned usage. And everybody's just clamoring for visibility and control over what's being done right now in any enterprise environment.
So why is that driving more big deals for you? I think you said deals at more than $100,000 of annualized recurring revenue are now at 1,513, representing a 23% increase?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is driven by our own AI offerings. I mean, we've been building AI products for over a decade now, in production across tens of millions of devices and workloads, in a complete productionized way. So when customers are looking to adopt generative AI, what we can offer them today in terms of the level of control and visibility is quite unique in the market. And if you join that with the level of automation that we can provide, then you're getting it to the point that we help these enterprises get their data, sanitize their data, filter their data, and get to process it in real time and layer it with AI. And that's obviously, a pretty priceless component.
And tell me, what is SentinelOne Flex as a licensing model, and how is that helping on the revenue side?
Yeah, Flex is, our new contract vehicle for customers. It just allows them complete access to our platform and the choice to use whatever they need at the time that they need. So it's just a superior way to transact with customers, and obviously it leads to more platform adoption, more consumption, and again, just more flexibility for customers, which is the prime thing we're trying to accomplish with this.
Is AI changing the number of employees you need?
It is for everybody. I think that right now, the way to think about it is that there are multiple processes that you can probably automate today. I think most generative AI usage we're seeing today is almost relegated to very narrow workforce automation and workflow automation tasks. As it becomes more accurate, as it becomes more secure, I think you can start seeing it span even beyond that. But right now, I think adoption is relatively narrow. We all need to establish more trust in these systems. They need to become more predictable. And that's exactly why, SentinelOne is building AI security to enable customers to deploy AI in the safest way possible.
All right. Tomer Weingarten, CEO of SentinelOne. Thank you.
Thank you, John.